I know Martin is a very experienced networker in the room, one of the most experienced you'll come across, and that's really a no-no in it. Somebody asked you to look at a brand new startup company. And these guys have walked away from a crazy, crazy income to go into a startup company. But I mean, it turns out it's right, because if somebody taught you 6 years ago about Bitcoin, and I was just thinking, out loud in the back of my mind, a pack of cigarettes in Ireland is 11 euros, right? Well, the price of that pack of cigarettes, if you just computed it right now, would be roughly worth about 50,000. So a pack of cigarettes now in Bitcoin. So if you'd have known what you'd known now 6 years ago about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, would you have went into it? Well, everybody in the room would have to say yes. If you said, if you said no, now knowing what you know. If you said no, I wouldn't go into cryptocurrency, I wouldn't. Sorry guys, you need to go to the doctor and get a checkup from the neck up. Because I mean, cryptocurrency, whether we like it or not, is real, and it's going to be a massive, massive part of our lives, right? A bit like 40 years ago when credit and debit cards came out. This gentleman here will remember when a debit and credit card came out, and I know Martin will remember. Andre, you're a bit too young for it. Do you know what I mean? When a debit and credit card came out, when they came out, no business or shop owner would take them. Didn't even know what it was, right? Now it's impossible, to do anything without a debit or credit card. So, for guys, for me, it's about learning the key invite. And the invite for me, and the invite I teach within my team, is very, very, what would I say, what's the words? Non-intrusive, right? Because there's really, when you sit down with somebody, and this is, whatever company you're doing, whatever you're doing in network marketing, when you sit down with somebody and show them an opportunity, and they don't join, right? The real reason most people don't join is they don't think they can be successful and do what you're doing. That's the real reason. They just don't understand it enough, but they don't think they can do what you've just done, right? So the key is you've got to show them something that's non-intrusive and how to do it. So, I know Jorgen, from the gym, and if you want to know anything about the gym, this is the guy to go to, guys, because he has the results you want, right? If you're gonna take lessons and getting fit, you go to somebody who looks like that, not somebody like me. But I know Jorgen, right? And if I picked up the phone and I said, actually I won't, because I know you. Sorry, what's your first name?
Linda.
Linda. So I know Linda, work together in an office or, whatever it is. I know Linda, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. And I pick up the phone, Linda, Frankie here, do you have a quick moment?
Yes.
Just a quick question, Linda. If the right company came to you at the right time, with the right opportunity, would you be open to take a look?
Yes, why not?
Nobody's ever said no. Nobody's ever said no. Now, they might say two things. This lady said, why not? But somebody might say another thing. What is it? That's what they might say, what is it? And that's it, right? And your job, when you're brand new to this company, is to become a professional inviter. And people say, what do you mean a professional inviter, Frankie? Tell me, what that is. Well, imagine you won the lottery, right? You won the lottery, I think it's when the sign here, you said it was 18 million or something, the lotto in this country, or I know the Euro Millions was 40 million.
Yeah, it's 18, 17.
Yeah, it's 18 million. So you won the lotto. Is there 10 friends you pick up the phone and say, listen guys, I won the lotto, come over and bring a few guys out for dinner? Would you have 10 friends? Most people would have 10 friends, right? Some people have 20 friends, and some people only have 2, right? But some people could have a couple of 100 people and say, come on, let's go, party time. And, we're going to a pizza, right? So first of all, your job is to become a professional inviter. Then it's to work with your upline to take it to the next level, right? And that's the key to having an upline in the business, guys, right? Time and time again, I see the industry of network marketing is somebody sponsors somebody into their business, right? And then that's it. They hope that they will go off and build them a business and make them financially free. Well, your upline has a role, is to help you build you and support you in a business. That's their job, right? So, this lady has said yes. I said, great. Tell you what I do, Linda. Very excited about what I've seen. Something that's a phenomenon. I believe it may or may not be for you, but I think you should have a look at. What I'm going to do is get my business partner, you're going to give you a quick call, and he'll answer any questions you have. I'll talk to you later. And you hang up the phone. That's, that's your job. You hang up the phone. And two things happen. The phone goes down, and the person sitting there, what was that call about? Right? What was that? That's the going on the phone. What the Frankie just called me about? All right, some guy's going to call me. All right, well, let's see what he says. Because that's the key. When you join this business, it's about getting somebody else, right, to do the groundwork for you. And that is the key. Like, if it's about you, depending on what background you come from, like Harm here, he comes from a financial background, right? And I can, trust me on this. This gentleman here will be able to sell packages in this all day long. No problem. But will he be able to get duplication? That's the key. You know what I mean? Will he be able to get duplication? Will he be able to get 2 people to get 2 people to get 2 people? Or 3 to get 3 or 4, right? Because I've seen people join networkers that can sponsor 100 people. They can sponsor 100 people, and they can't get any of them to duplicate. Why? Because they don't show them what they need to show them in the business. Simple as that. So I have Jorgen in the business. He said, yeah. Had a quick conversation with him, and then you put the tools to work. You put the videos to work. You don't get in and try and explain what cryptocurrency is. But you know what? Think about 45 minutes. And even now I still can't explain what cryptocurrency is. Somebody says, what is it? I said, it's about 2 or 3 minutes of your time. I need to send you a few videos. Just have a look at it, and then we'll answer some of your questions. Anybody who I've ever personally, in the last 12 years, brought into a network marketing company, I've never pitched them on the idea. I've just made the invite and got somebody else to talk to. I have friends who I'd pick up the phone and I'd say, give me your 12-digit, give me your 16-digit phone number, which is the credit card. They'd give it to me in a heartbeat because they made money with the past, right? I've never ever pitched it, ever. Anybody who I personally sponsor, have somebody else doing it. So let me just show you why it works and how it works, right? We have a couple of videos that work, right? And the one thing I've learned is you can never show it right enough to the wrong person or wrong enough to the right person. You can bring somebody to the nicest office, plug in a laptop into a 60-inch TV and show them, you know, the best, you know, have Ali show them the best business overview about cryptocurrency, and the person won't join you. And you can sit out in the cold, you know, talking in the cold, and if somebody's looking for an opportunity and it makes sense to them, they'll have a look, right? So you get them to have a look at a few videos, and then it's decision time. You get them to sign up on a free account. So I'm going to just show you, you know, why that works and how it works, but I'm going to show you if you're meeting somebody on a one-on-one, because you said it there. If you really want your business to work, and you're brand new to me, so this gentleman just joined my business, I'd say, right, let's write your list, and next Tuesday is your day. His day. So what we're going to do is we're going to look to do about 7 appointments next Tuesday. 7 people will sit down over 20 minutes and just have a look at what we're doing. Right? And if you have a list, you'll get 7 people. Right? If you don't have a list, you won't get 7 people. Right? And that's the truth. So if you have a list, you get 7 people. Right? So I'm going to show you then the part of why it works if you work it this way. I've seen other people come in and, yeah, this is the man, thank you very much, and he goes off on the phone. But if you work it this way, the system does work. You get people interested, you get people signing up, you get people taught straight away of what you're doing. Because the key is, after I spent 1 day with him, I want him to be able to start doing presentations. I want him to be able to replicate me next week with some of the new people he comes in. Because then if he's able to replicate me next week, then I can go to Jorgen or go to Harm, and they can start replicating themselves. And that's the key. It's about you being able to have to do the presentation in the front of the room. So jump up here, Jorgen, if you don't mind. So I'm going to play the part so you'll understand. Jorgen is the prospect, right? So he's the prospect, and he's my friend that I've asked to come have a look at the business opportunity. You understand that part? All right. Andre, you jump up. You don't mind? There's the 2 guys that know the longest in the room, right? Right? And Andre is the expert, right? He is the expert. He's the gentleman who knows everything about the business, and he's the expert, right? So your part in your role as the invitee. So you're the man, I've joined the business, I'm this gentleman here, I'm brand new to the business, and I'm bringing somebody to meet the expert, right? If you work it this way, it works. It's called edification, right? Edification, if you can get edification going right in your organization, you can have massive, massive, massive success, right? If you can get it going right. So most people, you have to tell them what you know, you don't just say, this is how it works. You've got to show them. So if you bring a prospect, I show you how it works when you're sitting in front of me when we did do the 2-on-1. So I'm brand new, and this is the expert, Andre. So here we are, we're at the meeting, we're time for the meeting, it's 9 o'clock, great, we're ready for a cup of coffee. I said, Andre, this is a good friend of mine, Jorgen, as you can see, fitness instructor, he's an entrepreneur. This guy, you know, if he likes what he sees, you know, he definitely has the potential to do with some of the business. Jorgen, this is Mr. Tops, right? He knows everything there is to know about the business. He's been in the company 3 months, 2 weeks, 4, whatever he's been in, right? And you know, he's the gentleman who showed me the business, and he's the expert, and he's going to run through some of the stuff we have today, right? So now, that's me. I stay quiet, right? We got that much? Everybody gonna understand that part, right? So now you step in. You're now me. He's now me, right? He's now me, and I'm the expert, right? And this is where a lot of people don't get it. You've got to give back the edification. So I said, listen, Jorgen, pleasure to meet me. Pleasure to meet you. Listen, Andre just started with us. Just started with us in the business, right? But he has the potential to do everything that I've ever done, maybe a lot more, right? So let's get down to this. Let's get down to what we're doing. How long do you have?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. That's all we need, right? Now here's the next thing I've seen people do time and time again. About 20 minutes. I take out my phone and say, let me throw this in silent so we don't get disturbed. I've coached him to do what? To do the exact same. So I take out my phone, put it on silent. He takes out his phone, puts it on silent. Guess what he'll do? People do what you do, right? Because you only want 20 minutes of his time, right? His job, right? His job is not to be worried about the next people are coming. This man is here to look at the opportunity. He's the most important person right now. It's him. The next 20 minutes is about him, right? That's what it's about. So we got that much? You got that out? All right, that's key. So now the next part, he's brand new to the business. He's just joined the business. So his next part is he has to turn up, so I'm going to interrupt this. He turns up with a pen and paper. That's his job. He's there with a pen and paper while I'm doing the business presentation. And he's going to hear me talk about certain things. And he's going to hear Jorgen ask me questions. And every time Jorgen asks me a question, he's to write down the question in his own notebook. Right? Not worried about how I answer, just worried about the question. Because he's going to hear the same questions pretty much over and over again. And then if there's something that he needs to know, oh Jesus, Frankie, I need to know the answer to that question. He doesn't ask it in front of the prospect. Right? Because now he's getting a little bit of knowledge, and you know the saying, a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Right? Now he's getting a little bit of knowledge, and he wants to know everything. So what he does is write down his questions as well. Right? 20 minutes is up. We've done a quick business overview. And the next thing is, up we get from a cup of coffee, and he said, listen guys, it's his job. He said, is that it? We're done. He said, listen, Jorgen, thank you for coming. You know, let me see you out to your car, let me see this. And that's it. So he has heard me, just like I said, next Tuesday I was working with this man. If he does it 7 times, maybe 8 times, guess what has happened by the end of the 8th time or 7th time, or even 5th time? He knows everything that I'm going to say. Because he's heard it over and over and over and over again. And he's heard the questions. And that's the key. It's all about the questions. Some of them are networking questions. You know, some of them are networking questions. And some of them are questions on maybe cryptocurrency, objections, you know, what people say to you, you know what I mean? And it's funny, most of the objections that you have to learn to deal with, most of them come from if somebody's after being in another network. Somebody who's brand new, right, who's a business person, they won't have half the objections that another networker will. And that's fact. Business people will sit down and look at this company like they've never looked at any other business opportunity. Look at the one giant. Because the gentleman who I asked to look at the company brought a company public in 2007 in the US, right? Multi, you know, he's worth hundreds of millions. And you couldn't show him a network marketing company, you know, even if you get the president or CEO, Crown Diamond, whatever it is of it. He just wouldn't join a network. He's worth too much money. Cryptocurrency is a different thing. It's a different animal. Because most wealthy people, they might have a house, maybe a couple of houses, maybe businesses, shops, you know, businesses, factories, and a lot of them have stocks. Maybe Apple, Google, maybe even Blockbuster, right? Some good, some bad. That's the way business is. But most of them don't have a cryptocurrency position. They don't have a cryptocurrency position because nobody ever told them about what cryptocurrency is and what it's about. So I sit down. Thank you very much.